everyone, and welcome back to yet another episode of History's Uncharted. I am your host, Shanna, and with me, as always, is my amazing co-host, Cecilia.
That was so perfect.
I know.
It was absolutely gorgeous.
We have decided that we're just going to accept who I am as a human and stop pushing uncomfortable change onto me, and that is just the intro, folks. Welcome to History's Uncharted.
Boop, boop.
And where did we leave off, Cece?
Good golly. I imagine that we are on episode 3.
Yes, I think so. This is either 2 or 3. Who knows, folks? It'll be fun to find out when we air this.
I think we could be on episode 4. I don't know.
No, with this many pages of notes in my hand still, we are definitely not on 4. That's why I think it might be 2.
Okay. Well, I mean, I have a couple of options now for editing. So there we go.
I say you leave all of that in and we'll just see what happens when it's late. So can you at least tell the listeners who are just joining us what person we are talking about on what page it could be?
I mean, I remember that we are here for Joan of Arc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, guys. It has been 4 weeks since we've recorded.
Oh. Yeah, it's been
5?
a hot minute.
Something like that.
There is a long gap in between our previous performance and our current one.
There was literally dust on the notes because
no!
Yeah, I like when we ended our episode last time, I put an X right here on the paper, threw the paper down, and then we have walked away. It has been 4 or 5 weeks now since it has been touched.
Well then.
Yeah. So we're back.
This is cool. But I mean, we all know Joan of Arc. I mean, she's such an epic figure.
Huge.
We know that basic story. Mm-hmm. And we did get pretty deep into the history.
Weird. Yeah, we do that.
Like quite the backstory. Probably episode 1.
I think I took it about 100 years back, maybe 50, because it's a 100-year war, and this comes right in kind of about 75 years back.
Exactly. I mean, it all super relevant. I mean, understanding the cultural impact of where people are and how they have been led to this significant moment in history is important, and why you continue to come back to History's Uncharted.
Yeah, because we make it fun.
Yeah, we backstory that bitch.
And sometimes it gets really hard, and we heart it together.
Oh, for reals.
Yeah.
It is. The things that have happened to women are pretty lame.
And humans, what we have done to each other.
Ooh. And hers is extra special. I'm excited about that.
Real quick, hit it and quit it. Of who knows whatever previous episodes. I feel like we've discussed the 100 Years' War, which is against France and England. Basically, English dude thinks he should be the king of France as well. And France goes, well, I mean, no, we should be us.
Yeah.
So they fight a lot and kill a lot of people for that. And then right in the middle of it, new French king. And then another dude says he wants to be the French king. And now there is a civil war in the middle of an English-French war.
Right.
And some of the French soldiers actually side with the English against the other French soldiers. So a lot of shenanigans.
It's complicated, guys.
And you know what? It's a really rough deal on the peasants of France. Because all of this super complicated stuff that we have already discussed is taking place on the soil and the peasants' lands and in the peasants' homes all across France.
Exactly.
As France is fighting France and France is fighting England, and they're tired of it, and they're taxed out the yin-yang. I have to pay for this war between these idiots. My sons and husbands have to go and die in these wars for these idiots. Then these idiots literally tramp through my village and kill and pillage and rape and steal and burn us to the ground. And then I have to pay taxes again.
Yep.
For this happening. And they're done.
Yeah, they're turnips. They have no more to give.
And someone needs to step up, and a change needs to happen, and the people need a hero.
Right.
And the hero just happens to be in the shape and form of a very young French peasant girl named Joan.
Who could be mentally disturbed.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Whatever.
Or a prophet of God.
Right.
It's one or the other.
No one really knows what the actual truth is, but she started hearing the voices of angels and saints and has messages from the Lord that she needs to go to the French king and say, yo, bro, let me make you king. Let me help you fight the English.
Yeah.
Like, let's stop this war, man.
Let's be done. It's the message that everybody wants to hear.
Yeah.
Let's be done.
I will lead your dudes into, we're not there yet, but we all know the story of Joan of Arc. So that's where we're at, is right up to the point where she is still just this very young, innocent girl. And she is approaching, he's not even a king yet. He is the prince. The king has died and become incompetent to his mental illnesses and instabilities, which were super fun to talk about last time. I hope you guys enjoyed that with the glass and the stuff. It's why I love history, man. It's so freaking cool. So she has finally convinced people to believe her and take her to the prince to hopefully convince him.
Right.
And that's where we are. Here we go. All right, folks. So we are in 1429. Joan of Arc is about 17 then.
Right.
The prince that she is approaching, who is Charles the Seventh. There's a lot of Charles. I'm sorry, everyone.
And at this point, he's Prince.
He's Prince Charles. He calls himself king in some areas because technically Dad's done. He's king of France.
Right. He's transferring into the power, but hasn't gone through like certain ceremonies yet, or...
That is correct. They need to have a coronation to be considered king. All right. So...
But they're war-torn right now.
Yeah.
So that's fun.
And a super fun thing about really specific rituals is they also have to be conducted in specific places. And being war-torn, he is only able to be in certain cities, while the other dude that thinks he should be king of France is in other French cities. One of them is Orleans.
Orleans?
Yeah.
Okay.
Another one is Paris. Like... The country is torn in two.
I get it.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
It is. The dudes on the side of the prince are the Armagnacs, and then the dudes against him are the Burgundians, one of his uncles and cousins, and lots of family feuding. They've murdered each other for a couple generations now before these guys are here.
Okay.
So that's where we're at.
The Burgundians.
The Burgundians against the Armagnacs, and she has found the king in the last test because they keep fucking testing her and questioning her, and she keeps having to prove her story and prove her worth over and over again because she's just a young girl.
Wankers.
Yeah. And no one believes her.
And nobody believes her because she's a girl.
And a poor girl, a peasant girl. So like she's just nothing. She's cannon fodder. Cannon fodder is speaking to them.
She bit of nothing.
So the very last test that we just finished was she had to walk into a darkened hall lit by torches, and a whole bunch of men were standing there, and one of them was the prince, and she had to identify the prince. And they didn't have like Facebook and C-SPAN. Like everyone can probably recognize who Putin is.
Right.
And our stupid president and other big leaders.
Yes, unless you've seen a painting which was likely a little slightly embellished.
Right, and only in castles. Like this peasant girl would have never seen this man before. So she had to find him in this crowd of darkened men.
And miraculously,
the godly voices guided her
to
the prince.
To this man.
Yeah. Charles the Seventh.
And that's where we left y'all.
So we're ready to jump in the saddle and take those reins and whatever else we do?
I'm fairly certain I'm ready for this.
Yeah, we are.
I'm always empowered and horrified at the same time, guys. I hope you also.
On your drive, doing your dishes, empowered and horrified.
Heck yeah, guys.
Okay, so she gets a private audience with the prince. No one is really sure exactly what she said to him, but they go into a room together. And this is what the records say. She says, look, bro, God sent me to make you king. Let me make you king, and then we will defeat the French, and then we will join together, and then we're going to defeat the English. You're going to give me soldiers and money and horses and food and supplies to go do this. And I'm going to go do this for you. Let's do this. And then when obviously he looks at her like she's lying, she goes, hey, I know everyone's calling you a bastard. I know your mama doesn't stand up and say whether you're hers or whether you're not. She won't admit on record that you really are your father's son.
Oh.
Because she's been sleeping with his brother for a really long time. A long time. Most of the kids are his. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I believe, and God is telling me, you're his son. You're the rightful king. I'm here to do this for you.
Wow.
And that is how the history books say that is probably how she got him on his side. She hit that ego. She hit that toxic, fragile, broken bit of him.
That little nerve.
And said, I'm going to do this for you. And so he says, okay. But, wait, you're still just a girl. Okay, so I'm going to move you on to the next step of questioning, which is he puts her in a...
But them lady parts just make me concerned.
Yeah, you still have to prove something. I don't know.
Oh, to be alive in 1420 something.
1429.
Okay.
France. Okay. So she gets put up in a noblewoman's house. A nobleman who has a noblewoman that is allowed to do the questioning. So her and other noblewomen take Joan with other priests and men's and bishops and questioning, and they question her for 3 weeks.
What?
Theologians come in waves, lawyers, bishops, onlookers. She has to stay there and just be continuously prove it, show me. Some of the questions are just absolutely ridiculous. So one of them is why you're wearing male clothes. And then, of course, men take this, maybe not so much then, because that line between sexuality and bisexuality wasn't as weirdly firm as it is today. Right. Modern male historians have designated her as sexually aberrant and backwards and something sexually wrong with her because she dressed like a man. But the truth is, like today, dresses don't have pockets. And it's a little hard to jump on and off of a horse and tromp through fields and fight battles in a frickin' dress.
It truly is. It's super restrictive. I mean, it's freeing in a cold breeze on a nice day kind of way. Yeah. But I get you, Joan. Pants do the job.
So needing to wear pants and thicker boots and better shoes and maybe a tunic and a shirt and looking more like a man is more for necessity.
I could...
than making her sexually aberrant, because we have to remember that
I could see that, yeah.
She swears herself as a virgin. I'm married to God. A lot of women, that are very religious do this. She never gets married. She never messes with any of these men, and she remains a virgin and whole until her murder. But that is one of the things that she gets to be investigated for. So they get to strip her because they need to make sure she doesn't have the devil's mark, to make sure that she is not wrong in any way, to physically determine if she's a virgin.
That's
through inspections.
Not unsurprising, but
okay, so she passed.
So gross.
She was a virgin. She didn't have the devil's mark. She didn't have a tail. She didn't have hooves. She she answered with, I guess, repetition and answers that made them satisfied. So she got to move on to the next step. And the prince.
Oh, hooray!
Possible king, whatever the seventh is, this Armagnac. He actually does a very modern thing, and he does a background check. He sends a bunch of people out to where she is from and questions her neighbors and her family and tries to get background about him.
Oh my God, I love that.
Yeah, kinda,
A little invasive, kind of creepy.
I doubt they're nice about it. I mean, these thugs, I don't know, maybe they're emissaries instead of knights. I don't know who he sent.
That's fair.
Or their approach.
That's fair. And it's not like you can Facebook stalk Joan.
Right. This is what they did.
There's not a lot of character building. It's just a person that shows up at your doorstep.
Yeah, and demands answers. And I'm a king's man or prince's man or whatever the fuck he is.
Correct. And your allegiance is who you believe.
And you answer me or we burn your house down.
Right. Which Bible you're reading and which king you follow is your
plot of land that you were born in.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. That's fun.
So after all of the background checks, it was determined that she was good and humble and chaste and worthy to be spoken to like a man. So he will now speak with her and talk with her and deal with her. Her face. You are now worthy to be spoken to. She has kind of one more test, but he gives her all the soldiers and horses and food and weaponry to go. Right now, Orleans is under siege by the French and the English. And he wants this back. It's an important city in France. It's a big city in France. Mm-hmm. So she's given the means to do that. And quite frankly, when the people hear this, they're kind of like, big man sending a little girl to do his job.
I mean, did they have newspapers back then? Because I would read all about it.
So word of mouth jumps by miles. These are illiterate. Like the printing press isn't super around yet. It's a very literate population that are just really struggling to succeed. But the word of mouth flies.
The travel between town. Mm-hmm. That's great. And I mean, she's on the move at this point now. She is little girl in charge of an army.
Exactly. Well, a little chunk, a few legions and troops.
A few legions.
Yeah. But a little girl in a suit.
A fierce warrior.
She's little. She's short and frail of,
I dig that about her.
Yeah.
That she
I do too.
Embodies like
just this little
the maiden, she's
that's
the
maiden,
her name,
right? They called her the maid. The maiden.
The maid.
Yeah. Speaking of the maid, the very first thing that she did when she was empowered, because it takes a while to make these preparations and get everything together. Like you can't, it takes weeks. So the first thing she does is she sends a letter to the King of England. Okay. And then a whole bunch of high-ranking English dudes. This is one of her things that'll come back to bite her in the butt later. But I think it's fair sense and it's fair diplomacy, right? So she sends letters saying, all right, English, I'm here now. I'm from God. It's time to surrender. I will fully accept your terms of surrender. Okay. And we can negotiate reparations for you to pay to us to pay for all this damage that has been caused. And I am willing to do this.
Yes. Love that she includes that.
What you need to do is you're going to leave Orleans. We'll talk about all of the prices. You're not going to leave any harm, or I'm going to come in and we're going to kick your butt in the name of God. I'm just letting you know that also in the name of God, we are going to kill every Englishman that we find in France. Just saying, this is fair warning. And then after you pay us all of this and you give us back Orleans, you and I are going to side together and we're going to go against the Turks, because we're going to stand together as Christians and we're going to push out weird other foreigners that have different religious beliefs. So that's what they do. Since it takes a while to prepare, she also gets like because she's little, like we keep saying this, but this also means that the typical armor and weaponry and stuff that is made is too big for her smaller frame. It's like the hobbits.
No, that makes sense. Yeah. She's a little lady.
Yeah. So they at the prince's expense make her a little suit of armor.
Oh,
that fits her cute little body. And then she has a standard. I know people don't understand now. But it is like your flag and what your herald is and your house and stuff like that. And so she got to be the maid, and she had a standard made and she carried it. Some people say that she carried the standard because it filled her hands and didn't have her kill anyone.
Mm-hmm.
If your hands are full with your standard and with God, then you can't kill anyone. That's what they say. So she also had this weird vision, or there's a lot of visions we're going to
So
talk about.
she leads people on in battle, but she doesn't actually do the killing?
Right.
Is that what you're saying?
For the most part, she is not a trained soldier. She is a tiny little girl surrounded by huge soldier murderous thugs.
I love that.
So she has this tiny group
She's
of
like the
very
priest
loyal men.
healer shaman of the group, and she just boosts morale and like heals
she
people
boosts
through her
morale. That's a huge.
best.
It's a huge words right
Way
there.
to get it, girl.
And she has a very small group of really loyal dudes that are her personal bodyguards.
Yeah,
and
these
keep
are the
her safe.
people that
Yeah.
she was like, you can't even touch this because we're on
Yeah.
a mission from God, and they're like, yeah,
Yes.
we're on a mission from God, and she is our charge.
She speaks for God. She is holy.
I dig it.
So she remains a virgin through all this. You would think because she spends a lot of time
I love
with
a
soldiers.
fanboy. I do. I love a fanboy, not a fuckboy. We love a fanboy. These are fanboys.
They're
I'm
like big
into
brothers.
This.
Very
Yes.
big brother vibe as
I
they
dig it.
travel through all of these things. So she has a vision. She has a vision that there is a sword with 5 crosses on it. It is buried deep in the ground behind an ancient altar in this church. So they go, they dig really deep, and they find a sword. So they clean it up, and it's Joan's size as well.
Strange.
And this is the official sword that she wears in a battle. So she is always armed, and she probably has, little smaller knives, like, you use it for cooking and cleaning your nails and your teeth, and little daggers and stuff. You always have those. And then she has this sword, and then she carries the standard. So that is what she wears into battle.
That's super warm and fuzzy. I mean, I've seen some, I don't even know if these are accurate. In the world today, it's hard to do a quick Google and know if it's really real.
The images, the ones that are more repetitious, tend to. It somewhere in here, I've researched and wrote down what her standard was, but I don't remember it right now.
Joan of Arc, some Joan of Arc paintings. She was
It's
just
probably because of
fierce.
this mango tango.
Hey now.
That's good. Normally we have that apple pie shenanigans. This ain't bad. I ain't mad at this at all.
Cider Boys is pretty fabulous.
Yeah, they are, folks.
Yeah,
Go try
Shillings is hit and miss. I've never drank a Cider Boys. I didn't appreciate.
Mango tango.
What a fierce lady.
Yeah. And she's not represented as a sex object or anything like that. She's always like in simple garb. Sometimes with her sword, sometimes with her standard. So she starts to move on to Orleans. And as she goes down, she, like we were saying, like word travels fast. It runs before them. So people know about her by the time she reaches these villages and stuff like that. So as she is making her way to Orleans, people also start joining her merry band of men. And she grows up. I'm sorry.
Joan and her merry band of men. I mean, it would be the maid.
The maid and her men.
And her merry men. This is fabulous.
Well, she gets up to like 4,000 married men. Not married.
Merry men.
Following her and marching with her on the road to Orleans. So she is gaining huge popularity. She obviously has support, and she's got a lot of people to back her.
Right.
So at this point, we are now April 24th, 1429. In this space of time, Orleans has been under siege for 7 months. They have had a population of about 20,000 that have been behind the walls. So for about 7 months, these walls have been up, and these 20,000 are trapped behind the walls.
Lame.
Yeah, trade's down. Like maybe they don't have cows. Maybe you run out of chickens.
Fresh water.
Maybe you're eating your kids.
Getting rid of your sewage.
Oh, yeah.
Lame.
Yeah. So this also, it's not like Orleans had a population of 20,000, but villagers from surrounding villages were also running and fleeing into the closest walled fortifications for safety.
Yeah.
So they probably couldn't even house all 20,000. So imagine that. So you're running out of food, and there's extra people on top of your living space. That'd be fun.
And it's 1429.
29. So when they closed the gates, they actually weren't really prepared either. So there's really only a small garrison of trained soldiers that are in the city at the time. So you have a very large civilian population and a small military population. But they're able to hold out so long because they have a lot of guns. It's a lot like Constantinople, which is right around this time too, 1429. So they have 72 guns mounted around their walls and a bunch of cannons. So they're able to hold people off. Also, on the backside, there's a river that goes up it, so they're able to get resupplied. It's not that bad. It wasn't that bad. That's compared to other sieges where they're eating their babies.
I mean, wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was one of the lucky sieges, guys.
That's why this fun fact is here. I'm sorry, my brain just went, why is this fun fact here?
What do you mean, fun fact?
We're talking about April.
Give me better notes.
Come on, past Shanna.
Get it together.
The fuck?
Fun fact, just like in World War II, we're in 1429.
The fun fact is that
okay,
in 1429, you are having very religious people fighting against very religious people. Catholic on Catholic, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And my God is bigger than your God.
But it's the same God.
But it's the same God.
Don't forget that. It's the same
just
God.
different
ways that we worship him and
ways.
Rules that we have to follow it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's fun. But very religious people fighting against each other. So that means on Christmas Day in 1428, when they were still under siege, they actually did a peace thing, just like they did in World War II, where everybody stopped fighting from 9 a.m. until 3 p.m. and they played music and they ate and they sang songs together and they celebrated their religion and the birth of their God and all of these things that it meant to them. And then at 3 p.m. they went back to war and started killing each other again. Humans are wild.
That's great. Mm-hmm. So they took a little Christmas break.
Yeah, for a
in
few
the midst
hours
of their siege.
Yeah. Just like the men in World War I came out of their trenches for a brief moment in time. They played games of soccer. They made coffee and hot cocoa together. They sang Christmas songs. And then a couple hours later, they went back to their respective trenches and resumed
murdering.
Killing each other.
That's exciting. Like I said, it's one of the good sieges. You know?
That's why that fun fact is there.
Yeah.
But we're in April.
They were the lucky ones.
But we're in April.
They got to celebrate Christmas before murder, death, kill. And then we move on to April.
Yep. So, you picture this. Joan comes up to Orleans. Inside Orleans is a small garrison of soldiers that are loyal to the Armagnacs and the Prince Charles VII. They are being besieged by 8,000 fellow Frenchmen who are supporting the Burgundians, along with 5,000 English soldiers. So if my math is correct, that is 13,000 people in between Joan and her, how many? 4,000? 4,000 men. Okay?
Okay.
To free the siege of Orleans.
Okay.
And she's like, we're going to do this, boys, because God is with us. But the men that came with her decide instead, once they see the number of soldiers that they would have to fight, they decided instead to resupply Orleans and go home.
We're not gonna
do this. We're
not gonna do this, but here's some supplies, you poor motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Peace out.
And she's like, come on, guys. So they at least camp there for a little bit.
Right.
And they start resupplying. And so she sends a message to the English again. And she's like, come on, man. Surrender to me. Surrender to me before something happens to you.
Ooh.
They imprison the messenger, which is always bad form. Bad form.
Terrible form.
She says, you need to go away or we're going to start killing you guys. There's literally more than them than there are of her.
Right.
So they laugh at her. They say that they're going to burn her. They say that she's a whore and she should go back to watching her cows.
Ow.
Yeah.
She'll show you something about cows. I don't know.
I don't know if she will. I don't know what that one. I don't know what that means.
I don't know either. Does she even know cows? Like, do they even know this woman?
No, she's a peasant whore.
Just go
virgin,
be a peasant whore virgin.
Which
psycho person?
Yeah.
You
girl.
I'm sorry.
Take away all those previous words.
Girl. You girl. Go away.
Go back to your cows.
That's fair. I mean, it's 1429.
Time moves differently back in the way winds.
It does.
She's kind of in this standoff of telling the English to surrender, championing her soldiers to fight.
Right. Like, come on, guys.
We can do this. Finally, Saturday, May 7th, 1429. So a couple days.
So from April to May.
Yeah. Her and her small French forces, they've gained a couple extra people as they've been camped there.
All right.
Decide to go against the English and the other French. And they're going to release Orleans. Now, before this, she makes predictions because that's her thing. God speaks to her. And that's why they believe her and they follow her and they ultimately call her a witch as well.
Obviously.
Yeah. So her strengths end up biting her in the butt in the long run.
Right.
Okay. So she makes two predictions. The first one is she predicts that she's going to get wounded in the chest. I'm going to be wounded in this upcoming battle. And then the second prediction is she also sees herself riding triumphantly into Orleans. So I'm going to get wounded and we're going to win. Those are her two predictions. Okay.
I'm going to get wounded, yet we will totally win.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, she's got a vision, folks.
She does. And so battle commences. Joan, in about the first half of the battle, she ends up getting shot in the shoulder by an arrow.
Weird.
She has it dressed and she presses on.
Yeah.
They fight valiantly. And in the end, they actually won over the English and they bolt. For some reason, they break, they falk. Probably because they're so motivated because she's from God. I don't know. They win.
She's like God craze.
Yeah. Yeah, she is.
I love that.
Yeah.
I dig it. Okay.
So both of her predictions actually became true. She was wounded in the shoulder by an arrow. And at the end of the day, the Armagnac French were able to ride into Orleans and release the siege.
That's wild, though. Yeah. I mean, she says, like, no, in this battle, I'm going to get wounded, but in the end, we win the day, and this is going to be wild and fabulous. And then, like, imagine the frenzy, like, the vigor that you would feel when she does indeed get wounded. And then you're like,
this is going to happen. There's no way we can lose.
Oh, for real.
The berserker, you're fighting for God.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Yeah. It must have been pretty intense.
It's insane. I don't know. I've seen some religious fever in some places, and it's insane.
So the English called her a witch, and the French obviously, and the French called her a saint. All right, so they're starting to believe. They think that this is happening. The French also get a little upset because they killed a lot of lords, and that means that that's how you made your money in war, is you captured the rich dudes and then you ransomed them back. So even if your lands are getting razed and all your crops are, getting burned and your peasants are raped and enslaved, it's fine because I can capture prisoners and then go to England or the French Burgundians or whatever. And if you pay me enough money, I'll give you your person back.
Okay.
And this was a legitimate, common form of battle.
It's very lucrative for those, for some.
The rich just keep getting richer, and it always is. War is always lucrative for them. So after this, the word of Joan spreads across France and England like wildfire.
Obviously, she is a fierce, badass.
Yeah, she is. And tons of people flock to the French army. They flock to the Armagnac side. They abandon the Burgundians. Some English go over to the Armagnacs because they're like, this is the word of God. She obviously proved she is a messenger of God. We today do not understand the impact of religion in their day-to-day lives back in 1429. So it was a big deal.
It was everything. It was survival and worship. Was it not?
Yeah.
My sole reason for being here is because God appointed a king and I
am to serve
him.
Yeah. Yeah.
How simple life would be.
But because they're so empowered and their belief is so strong, like this literally urges them on to huge victories. Okay. Yeah. So they're properly motivated. They're combining all these different forces and skills and military strength. So the next victory is a French victory, an Armagnac French victory. Only 3 French soldiers died against 4,000 Englishmen. Can we trust these numbers? Who knows? It's fucking French.
Could history. Be a little embellished.
Could be a little 3 against 4,000 whatever. But they're making a point.
They're making a point, guys.
Yep. So every time there were always dissenters. It's not like everybody jumped onto Joan's Kool-Aid or drank it or whatever.
Well, I mean, she's still a girl.
She is still a girl. Let's not forget this fact. She's still
a girl.
Female.
While some people are going to be like, yes,
not female.
Joan. Other people are getting big mad because she's a girl.
And now she's gaining power and popularity, which means that it's taking power and popularity away from them.
Yep, because she's not on their side. So, yeah.
So every time they'd be like, this is stupid, she would always look at him with the same confidence, the same words, follow me. I will give you victory. Believe in God. Believe in me. Believe in France. You will win. Town after town began to fall in bloodless victories. They would go, oh, she's here, the saint, the maid, the saint. It fell. We surrender. All right. So the French army grew. French pride grew. God pride grew. It was the thing. There's still lots of bloody battles. Let's not think that this is not the case, okay? They still liked killing people on both sides. Right? By June of 1429, there was still a French victory over the English, but like half of the English soldiers died. You can imagine at least a quarter of the French would die. But this finally proved that the Armagnac Prince Charles VII... It's a lot.
This dude.
This guy.
It proves that this guy
should be king. He is not a bastard. Maybe this proved he wasn't a bastard. Who knows? Laws were also weird back then.
She said it.
Yeah.
And she is a gift from God.
Yeah. So they're like, okay, we are going to crown you the king of France. So technically, he is now officially the king of France as of July 17th, 1429. So the Burgundian dude would officially be considered an upstart. You know what I mean? A usurper at this point.
Ooh.
He doesn't stop, folks. Don't think we're that dumb. We're going to say that this is a good time to wrap up whatever episode number this is. I hope that all 7 of you come back and listen to the next exciting installment of Joan of Arc, where we're going to continue on her path of French victories, unfortunately, her capture, and we will ultimately conclude. I don't want any spoilers here, but, spoiler alert, apologize, the untimely murder of the sweet girl.
That might be the next episode. It could be the episode after.
Who knows what episode this even is? We're just here for the ride, folks. We're excited.
Yeah, just have to hang around, all 7 of you.
Yeah, and then after that, we've got a lot of fun things coming up to talk about. So we're looking forward to it. We hope you are too, because this really is the favorite part of our day. Not only sitting here and talking about these stories with each other, but then getting to publish them and share them with you guys as well, because the more you talk about really cool things and important things about the past, the more you know and the cooler you are.
Heck yeah. Know stuff, guys.
Know stuff. No. Go out, drink, and know things. And with that, have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.